The Caribbean island, Martinique, was part of the ground zero of colonialism and enslavement in the Americas. On this island, French colonists devastated the environment and they enslaved thousands of Africans just to grow sugar. But in spite of this subjection, Martinique became an unprecedented fount for anti-colonial resistance. Its leading visionary was Aimé Césaire, a black poet and politician whose groundbreaking celebration of black culture in 1960 alone aided the decolonization of 14 African countries. How did oppressed Martinicans concoct this antidote of liberation from the surrounding poison of colonialism? What and where were the hidden conditions of possibility for Césaire's world-changing imagination? My thesis argues that Césaire's anti-colonial epicenter was his high school, the Lycée Victor Schœlcher of Martinique. Not much is known about his experiences here because scholars have concluded that Césaire was radicalized in his higher education in France. However, when I dove into the archives, I discovered that Martinicans, since enslavement, shared a rich tradition of educating themselves. They called upon this tradition to orchestrate a revolutionary insurrection in 1870. Although this insurrection was suppressed, their radical desire to learn lived on. The next year, these same Martinicans voted for leaders who vowed to build their own education system, particularly a high school that could foster generations of empowered and civically engaged students. By reconstructing this history, I was able to identify intersections between Césaire's thought and his high school that scholars have not observed before. Césaire's lifelong argument was that anti-colonial politics had to be driven by cultural and intellectual autonomy. I found that Césaire developed this idea by responding to and building from the debates that he personally experienced when he was a student in this high school. Without understanding this Martinican educational context, we miss how Césaire activated and amplified his local pedagogical heritage, which was all about the intellectual preparation of Martinicans for emancipation. Today, battles continue to rage about education in secondary schools. My thesis shows us the importance of these fights. It shows us that high school is an arena for agency and becoming, as well as a battleground where emancipatory struggles can be fought and won. But equally, my thesis allows us to acknowledge and admire, as Césaire once wrote himself, the sacrifices of the countless Martinicans who bled themselves dry so that their children could go to school and one day defend them. And their sacrifices helped change our world. Thank you.